Alright, so since we're now at a point where we're at the period that's pretty much going to be the end of the 300 million download celebration on Global, I wanted to do this thing that I do once every few months and just kind of update you guys on content that Global is missing and things to look out for. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hit that subscribe if you're new for more content on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, showcases, breakdown, news, all of that. That being said, though, let me know if this is helpful for you guys. If you'd like to see more videos like this, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Today's video like goal is 1,500 likes. Let's go ahead and get it there. So the premise of this video is we're just going to scrub through, and I've already done so personally. We're going to go through and look at all of the banners that JP has that Global doesn't, and then we're going to give some opinions on them, talk about them, and kind of go from there, and just, again, just to advise you guys on what to be saving for. So the most recent content that we got here is the Duo LR banner. Well, you know what I'm saying, the Gohan back there, Duo LR, individual summonable cards, right? So other than that, though, we are in the period where we got these LR banners that are available as well. They're summonable currently still, and that's where we are now on both versions of the game. A very fun thing to note is whenever we get content that releases on both versions at the same time, or we get content that Global gets first, and JP actually instead has to wind up getting later, like Tech Hit, like Go Bros, Broly, all that stuff. Any Global first content or same time release content actually is really good in terms of keeping Global from falling too far behind of JP, because that's stuff that JP has to get at the same time, particularly Global first stuff. But it just slows JP's pace just a little bit. So you may think that there's a lot of Dokkan Fest and stuff, but there really isn't, right? So we have those banners currently live. Let's look at some of what we're really missing among the headliner banners. The first thing to mention is LR Kale and Caulifla's banner. So this banner here is one that actually honestly, I think this banner would have probably came already if we didn't get the 300 million download celebration on Global. I think that if Global didn't get that celebration, and not just Global or like what didn't get it, like if that wasn't happening, long story short, I think this banner would have came. I think that this banner is one that's really, really close, right? There's a few things that are really close in my eyes. But still, though, this banner is a important banner because it does introduce LR Kale and Caulifla, everybody's favorite unit. So I kid. Don't get mad at me. And then, of course, on the banner, we do have a ton of other LRs, all the previous ones, including but not limited to, you know, the Trio LR from the anniversary and stuff like that. So since Global just got their anniversary, again, these characters will be there. They were actually just recently added to the shop. Now, a funny thing about Global's most recent LR banner is they, for some reason, took Tech Broly off. I'm not sure about why. Would you guys like a discussion on that? Let me know. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but it's just kind of weird. I definitely think that when this banner comes, he will be on the banner, though, for the record. So you'll have an opportunity. He might even honestly be in the coin shop. The thing is, I don't know if they... that's why I said I could do a whole separate video on it. But, like, I don't know if they're trying to make it to where it's similar to JP or what, but that's a thing, right? Among Legendary Advents, we do have this banner as well. Now, based off of JP, this banner actually came out a good bit before this one did. Because this banner came out as part of the Planet Namek celebration. So here's a funny thing about Global's timeline issues as well. The fact that the game is so far behind, but pushed to get content at the same time as JP just now for the 300 million download celebration. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, nor am I upset. I'm just saying that, like, it creates inconsistencies with what JP has done, and it always has, really. It's led to Global doing things out of order, changing character banners or whatever, right? But one thing that's really interesting is this is where we first started, like, oh yeah, hey, actually, the game's going to do this thing where we're going through this timeline, ultimately leading up to the 300 million download celebration, which is what a lot of people started really looking forward to, the 300 million download celebration, and looking for Gohan to be the character for the 300 million celebration and all of that. So we're going all the way back to the Namek stuff, which is weird based off of timeline, because we've actually already got this on JP, but Global didn't get a chance to get this pre-300 million, so they're going to go Cell Saga and then back to Namek Saga stuff, which is not a problem because you're still going to get the content regardless. It's just really interesting that they set this timeline up on the Japanese version, but Global can't adhere to it, right? So this is part of the Namek celebration. He came out alongside Goku, who's also on this list that we'll talk about here. Now, this banner isn't much to really mention, but it's a throw-in banner I wanted to kind of explain here. We did have a Carnival banner for the girls, if you care, right? If you care. This banner was important because it did feature these individual Kale and Caulifla cards, which are insanely good cards. But also on this banner, of course, we did have all the LRs and all that stuff that were available to summon on. So a lot of people may be looking for this banner just because of the fact it's a double rate banner. So it's going to be pretty good for a lot of people. Another throw-in banner. This was actually Goasu's introductory banner. This came out alongside the Trunks and Zamasu stuff that we'll talk about as well in this list. But Goasu was actually not, no, he was. I think it was in the general pool for Trunks' banner, but just not featured, if I recall correctly. But this was the banner he was featured on at the time, so if you really wanted him, your best chance was to pull here. And the first summon, of course, is discounted on the future category Gacha. But again, just the throw-in thing, you know, that was his introductory banner. Now, here was the Tanabata banner. I don't recall if Global got anything pertaining to this. They could get some sort of thank you banner, though, really soon if they did not. I don't recall if they did. Correct me if I'm mistaken. I don't think they did, though. So, again, this was the Tanabata banner. Came out directly at the same, actually, a little bit after, but pretty much at the same time as Go Bros' release. And here we are. So, stay tuned for that as well. Now, let's get into some more Dokkan Fests. So, from here on out, it's pretty much all Dokkan Fest. Now, Piccolo's banner. I don't know if a lot of, I've seen a lot of global specific players that don't really understand how good Piccolo is, which is fair because you haven't experienced him yet. But just for the record, Piccolo is definitely one of the better Dokkan Fests in the game. They made him really, really good. The only real issue Piccolo has is needing a Namekian on his team to transform, which does create problems in terms of, as of right now anyway, you know, when you use him on the Cell Saga team, you have to use Cell's secondary leader skill and bring in Int Demon King Piccolo, which is, come on, who wants to do that? If you want your Piccolo to transform. Maybe in the future we get to support Dende or Kami or something like that, to where it's fine, but he does need another Namekian on the team. But other than that, Piccolo is phenomenal. He is extra good, right? Which is another thing that's interesting. Like, we're in the middle of the Cell Saga. Honestly, on Global, I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to drop this banner first, way ahead of time, and then backtrack, right? Just to stay in the theme. But who knows, man? They're going to be bouncing all over the place. It really doesn't matter much. But Piccolo's really good. And this is a list of characters that were featured. I assume it'd be the same, right? Barring 1 or 2 units. Sometimes Global does that. Nail was introduced here. Nail is a very good character, too. That duo is phenomenal. The only downside to Piccolo was, other than his transformation restriction, was his category. Like, Namekians isn't good. It's really good they created Rivals, though. Like, Rivals was needed. It was big time needed. Otherwise, Piccolo was just going to be straight trash team-wise. But even then, the issue with Piccolo, though, aside from his transformation, is that his limited usage on categories. So, like, that's one of the things, too. But regardless, though, again, phenomenal unit. And he's definitely worth summoning for, in my opinion. So, here is the banner that actually came out as part of the celebration with Frieza's banner. So Goku's banner came first, and then part 2 of that celebration was the Frieza banner overall. So here's Goku. Actually, I think transforming Goku is another one of those incredible Dokkan Fest units too. He's got some really, really good stuff when he's post-transformed and stuff like that. Very good card. His banner, though, wasn't super appealing to me. Like, it's not really stuff I need. And a lot of you guys probably going to be the same way. You guys, you know I hate this card, right? You know I hate him. I hate him. Like, I know a lot of people love him and need him and stuff like that. I hate him. This Frieza came into very good character as well. So, this character here is one of the characters I actually, if you summon for Super Saiyan Gohan LR that just came out, I do implore you to try to pull for Goku. Their tandem is actually really impressive. They're very good together. And this guy here, when he's transformed, is another character that can trigger Gohan's secondary part of the passive and stuff like that. They just fit very well together. So, again, I do implore you to pull for this guy if you did pull for the Gohan as well. But other than that, though, this is probably the next thing that I'm going to show here. It's probably the most hype thing and what a lot of people are probably looking forward to the most, which is why I saved it for last, right? So here we are. The Zamasu and Trunks duo banners. For one, I was actually really happy they decided to go with Zamasu and Trunks instead of Vegito Blue and Rose again. They always do Vegito and Rose. I'm happy about this. I'm really happy. All right, so these cards were, I believe, our first double transforming cards. They transform, and then they go active skill transformation afterwards to merge Zamasu and Sword of Hope Trunks. So these banners are also really good. They're also, just like, you know, various other banners in the game, villains only and then heroes only as well, right? So here's the overall list of features for this banner. Int Black was here. Broly came back. Turles is back for the millionth time. STR Rose. And for the last little bit here, we have Tech Merge Zamasu and AGL Rose, who are 2 characters that I think within the next like 6 months, I don't know, it depends on the release schedule, but definitely are somewhere queued up to be happening with their EZAs sometime soon, right? So there's that. Very good banner. And then again, villains only. So you have a list of good characters here, ranging from characters like Paragus and Broly, other cards in here that have recently awoken, like during the anniversary, this Vegeta got his awakening, same here. Frost is pretty solid. Like, there's some good stuff in here. It just depends what you really need. Generally, I tend to find more value in the villain banners for me personally, because it seems like I never really can pull those cards too much, right? So here's the villain, or excuse me, the hero variant. Now, Trunks does wind up taking the same leader skill as Future Gohan. They're both Future Saga leaders. So here is the list of characters, and again, Trunks and Vegito Blue, I think, are characters just like the other 2 on this list here that are actually queued up to be getting their EZAs sometime soon. It's those 4, SSB Kaioken, Int, SSB Vegeta. Like, those are all the remaining characters from Omega Shenron STR type. I think that's all of them. Those are all the remaining characters from that era of leaders, I believe. There could be one more, but that's pretty much all of them. So again, not a bad banner in that regard. So ultimately, though, if this guy gets an EZA, he's going to be really good on this banner, on this, excuse me, on this team as well. So Gogeta Blue was back. Awesome. SSB Vegeta's again on another banner. Future Gohan, whatever. SSB Vegito is back for the people that enjoy his card. On top of that, though, like I said, Gowasu is here, like I thought. So Gowasu's on the banner, just not featured, which is, this was incredibly scummy to me. I just was like, why? Why would you do that? But regardless, though, I understand he was on another banner, which is just stupid, but whatever. And then we have some other good stuff in here, like the movie Goku and Vegeta cards, Bulma Magetta, Hercule, incredible tank, by the way. And with our knowledge now of cards that awaken, into Brienne is here too. Obviously, the odds of pulling her are incredibly low, but she's one of the best cards in the game that's not a festival exclusive post-awakening. So there is some really good stuff in here. So this is the general recap of everything that Global is missing at this point in time. Not very many Dokkan Fests, of course. And like I said in the beginning, it's because Global gets stuff at the same time. Sometimes they get stuff early, stuff like that. Let me go ahead and show you this really quick, and then we'll get out of here. So, like, Global getting stuff early is a product of stuff like this. Like, JP had to take, when did this banner start? So JP had to take, right after Frieza, actually, whenever this banner started, they had to take like a month out of their timeline to produce those older banners that Global already got, which is time that Global could be closing the gap, right? So when they did that, Go Bros, and they also did the release of Broly, same thing. And then Hit happens, and again, this is a Dokkan Fest is going to sit for a few weeks, and then it's just stuff like that. So this was the order of release here on the Japanese version, and this is why I say stuff is really weird out of order anyway, because Global actually pushed for Kid Goku pre-anniversary, but JP, they got him immediately after the anniversary. And after that, we wound up getting Transforming Vegeta's release, which I believe was on both versions at the same time. So stuff like that, again, happens again. Immediately after that, Hit makes its way over here. And then afterwards, we get Kale and Caulifla. Then we got the duo banners, right? The hero and villain banners, excuse me. And then we also afterwards move on to some more stuff that doesn't really matter. This is all kind of inconsequential stuff. But, World Tournament banners. But Goku's here, right? And then we follow up with the Frieza as well. And then we go ahead and take a look at Go Bros coming in alongside Broly, the Tanabata Thank You banner. And we also do go ahead and scroll up. We have Piccolo showing up. And then we get into the Cell Saga content, right? Like I said, the story events and Dokkan events and stuff were like Namek Saga, boom. Frieza Saga, boom. Excuse me, not Frieza Saga, excuse me. That's Cell Saga. Yeah, so here we are currently, though. And this is all stuff Global actually already has. So this is stuff that they won't have to retread. This is why I said, like, if they ever want to get between anything smaller than 4 and 6 months like they always are, they can. The opportunities are always there. They just don't do it. They'd have to fast-track the game for a couple months, but they can do it. I don't know. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch all of you in the next one.